Hi everyone. While being chronically ill, do you know what some people can say that really annoy me? Stay tuned and I'll tell you. Hi everybody, I'm back. So, there are some very annoying things that people can say to me about my being chronically ill, or me having Crohn's disease, or gastroparesis, or any of what's wrong with me. It seems like the list is becoming longer, and it's just becoming more aggravating. But anyway, people seem to think they just don't understand, I think, and it seems like the more information that we give them, the less they pay attention. I've had a community page on Facebook since 2013, but it didn't go, I guess, viral when I actually posted it for everybody. And I thought that's what I had done in 13, but it wasn't. But so in 14 it went live, I guess, and it went off like crazy. But I've been trying to pass what Crohn's is and what gastroparesis is and what the different surgeries are, and I actually have pictures of me, of my actual surgeries and other things. And I did that to help people see, because if I went on YouTube, I didn't find it. Guess what? I did it, so here's a picture. And so it's kind of like when you go on my Facebook community page. It's beware. There's explicit pictures in there. So the things that seem to annoy me, I have a list, and I have got to go through my phone form, because I forget. So the first one was that I get, or I hear, are, "You're lazy and you just don't want to go to work." Well, I started working when I was about 14, 15. I think I was 14. My little sister and I, we had a paper route, and we only had to do it on Thursdays, thank God, because the route was huge. Even though it was just in our community, the route was big. And when we got the papers, we had to fold them up, put them in these plastic bags, and you're supposed to hang them on the doorknobs. And if the screen door was locked, you had to find a way to put them at the door. And we did that for a couple of years. And then I don't know what happened to the paper company. I don't know if we quit or if they did something. I don't know. And then my second job was with the Courier Journal here in Louisville, Kentucky. And I still lived in Bowling Green. I did. I worked with the branch in Bowling Green. Sometimes I even had two jobs. And so me being lazy and not wanting to work, that's a far-fetched idea when it comes to me. Even when I first got really, really sick, I was working a full-time job at a nursing home. Me not wanting to work is a far cry from me being sick and not being able to. I did try to go back to work after I had my surgeries and was off from work and had FMLA, and I think I only made it for like maybe 3 weeks, but I had to keep calling out, and then they would send me home because there would be the flu going around, pneumonia, or whatever. They'd send me home. And so then I had to have a surgery, and they called me and asked me if I was going to take a medical resignation, which I did. And they kept me on long enough for me to get my short-term disability, which I paid for, started back up. And then I went on from there and got the long-term disability, which the company that I worked for paid for. I was lucky that because of all of my medical bills, I had some that was just really racking up, and I filed for help through the place that I worked for, and they paid for $1,500 of my medical bills. So, you know, that my previous employers, they were really good to me, and you know, if I could ever go back to work, I would go back to work for them, because I did love the place and I love my residents. But I tried again in 2000, at the end of 2012 and 2013. I tried again to go back to work, and it's different when you have had everything that I had and gone through, my body changing on the inside, and having, you know, resections, and having an ileostomy. Your body's overcompensating for, like, for instance, most of my fluids do not go out in my urine. Most of my fluids come out through my ileostomy. So when I'm working, I don't have to pee most of the time. Most of the time it's all coming out of my bag. So I'm staying dehydrated. So, it's just really hard to hold a job, stay hydrated, and not keep running back and forth to the bathroom. And, so, I mean, people don't understand that. And even if I went back to work now, I would still have that same problem. And even worse now, because I don't even have my colon at all. Period. I still have my ostomy. And now, my husband and I, we go, you know, if we go to Kentucky Kingdom or something. Last time he and I went to Kentucky Kingdom, it was a really, really hot day, and I kept telling him, I need more drink, more drink, more drink. But the more I drank, it didn't matter, because it's coming out of my ostomy. It wasn't coming out through my kidneys. And, so I am looking into getting a smaller IV pump. So I can, they got these backpacks now where you can put them in your backpack, and you can get your IV fluids through it. So like if I go to, you know, amusement park or whatever, or I go to a car show, or, you know, anything, I'm going to be out and about, and it's going to be hot, or I'm going to be overexerted, I have my fluids, and I'm getting the fluids inside me that I need inside me, that my body needs. Not so much I need to drink, because drinking is not going to give me what I need. So, there goes the whole point of why I can't work, why I tried, and just trying to get attention. Hold on a minute. Speaking of dehydration. Just trying to get attention. Well, maybe there are some people. There are some people that are trying to get attention. You have to watch it on GoFundMe. You have to watch it on some of these other places that set up funds for themselves. There are people who use their children. I think they call it Munchausen's disease. They use their own children to get attention. You have people that make themselves sick to get attention, and they lie about what's going on with them. Don't worry, it'll all go away. Magic words, hocus pocus. So, it'll all go away. When I first got diagnosed, okay, I'm in nursing. I've been in nursing for over 20 years. And Crohn's, well, I had heard the disease, but I didn't know what it was. And this was in 2001. So I never asked her about it. So anyway, I went on. Then I went to work for a I worked at a psychiatric ward at a hospital at the time. I worked for Central State. And then later on down the road, about 3 or 4 years later, I went to work for Our Lady of Peace. And I had a psych patient. And when you have somebody that is on suicide watch or has tried suicide, they're one-on-one. And when they're on one-on-one, you are one arm's length. And that's as far as you can get from them. And so when she went to the bathroom, you went with her. And someone said that she had Crohn's disease. And it was painful. All I knew is she was in there going poop. That's all I knew. And I never thought to ask anybody. I just didn't. So, my aunt, when I first got my diagnosis, I was upset. And it was on Facebook. And both of my parents are gone. My dad died, what year is the 17th? My dad died in 1985. My mom died in 1992. So I don't have any parents to talk to. So, my mom's side of the family I don't have a whole lot to do with. My dad's side of the family, it's the only ones I talk to. But this one was all the way up in Washington. Somehow my sister got to him and lied. And that's what she does. And, so my aunt just said, oh, don't worry about it, he'll go away. Okay. And then she just unfriended me and won't accept any more friend requests from me. So that, but anyway, they don't go away. People just kind of dismiss you. I didn't know what it was till I got it. I guess I just kind of stayed kind of dumb. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I never came across anybody in the hospital, nursing homes. First time I ever came across anybody in a nursing home was when I went back to work in 2012. No, it wasn't. I went back to work in 2012, but it was in 2013 that I met a woman who had Crohn's disease. Yeah, interesting. So we know it's not going to go away. And aren't you better yet? Hear that all the time. Aren't you better than that? Aren't you better yet? Well, you were just sick yesterday. Aren't you better yet? Well, why don't you ask my body? I mean, just because I'm okay right now, a couple hours from now, I may be throwing up in the toilet. That porcelain throne can sometimes be your best friend. But people don't seem to think that, no. Who knows what they think anymore. I just kind of just brush it off to the side because, I mean, if after this time frame you just gotta keep asking me if I'm better yet, and that I keep going to doctors, I keep having surgeries, you keep on asking me, am I better yet? There's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. Did the doctors fix the Crohn's? Yeah, seriously. And did the doctors fix the Crohn's? Well, did the doctors fix your stupidity? I just kind of shake my head at this and just ignore it because, well, what can you say? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say to this. Put a shirt on that points at the person and says, I'm a stupid. I don't know. What do you think? Oh. You have lost so much weight. And meaning it in a good way. But sometimes saying that you lost so much weight isn't always a good thing. I mean, it'd be great right now. I'd like to drop about 40 pounds. But when I was at my sickest, I got down to 65 pounds. But before that, I had dropped down to like 80 pounds. And I mean, I was nothing. I was a twig. And I've got some pictures, and I just look at it, and I can't believe that was me. Because I look in the mirror now, and I sometimes I can see me, but sometimes I can't, because the gastroparesis, the Entyvio, all the medications, you know, and so sometimes that can be a compliment, and sometimes that can be just like a slap in the face. No, sometimes it was a slap in my face, and then sometimes it was a compliment. So, I mean, if I lost 40 pounds right now and somebody said, oh, you look great, I'd be happy. A couple years ago, I took some medication a doctor prescribed, and I lost my weight. And then it made me feel good, because I did. I lost the weight from Filmora. But then I got Entyvio, and I put on weight, and the gastroparesis got worse. So, this is where I'm at now. They're chronically ill. It means they have a disease that's chronic, that's going to constantly keep flaring. They're going to constantly be in a state of being sick. I mean, they might get a brief moment of feeling okay, but sometimes they're just be sick and just not want to go anywhere, do anything. Seeing my daughter that lives 5 hours from me with my daughter, and my granddaughter she's born in March, and she's about 6 months old, and last time I seen her was in July, and I couldn't even hold her because I had surgery, and so I mean, making that trip totally wore me out. And when I go on trips like that, I mean, it takes me a couple of days to recover. And even a 2-hour trip, I mean, when we go to my husband's sister's, it's still a 2-hour trip, but it's because we have to go out in the boondocks. And that was it. Wow, we got through that quick. So, yep. People at this point, they only see what they want to see, they only hear what they want to hear, and they believe only what they want to believe. And not you nor I can change that. We can't make them learn. We can't make them absorb. We can't make them. We can't do anything. I mean, if they want to stay dumb, they can stay dumb. If they want to stay ignorant, they can stay ignorant. But I mean, if they choose not to understand and learn about any of the diseases before they open their mouths and, you know, say some of those things, then, you know, ignore them. Because I do. And it's just better than having an argument with somebody over some piddly squat that goes on. And we're better than that. And who has the energy to hang on to something like that? So, those are the things that annoy me. Is there anything else that annoys you? Leave it in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.